Hello students, I am Omkar Deshpande, lecturer, Department of Commerce, KLS Gokte PU College of Commerce and Science, Belagavi. In the previous lecture, we have covered Henry Fayol's 7 principles out of 14 principles. In today's lecture, we'll cover remaining principles. Before that, once we will recall the first 7 principles. We were started with the introduction, then we started with the principles. In that, the first principle was division of work. The work, whatever the task will be there, that we will divide it among the employees. So that's what about division of work. And second one is authority and responsibility. When it comes to authority, the person who takes work on him, equally he is responsible for that particular work and he is accountable to the top level management. That's what about authority and responsibility. And third one is about discipline. Discipline is the core value in the organization according to Henry Fayol. Discipline is the most important part where they need to maintain a person's honesty, and work culture is purely depending upon how well disciplined they follow rules and regulations in the organization. So the fourth one is unity of command. There should be one boss for one employee in the organization that help them to minimize the conflict and try to minimize the misunderstanding in the organization, and it will create a positive things and work strategy will be properly managed it out. This is what unity of command. And fifth one is unity of direction. When it comes to unity of direction, each group should lead by one leader. The leader, one who takes the responsibility, he has to manage all the things. He should see that there will be coordination and cooperation will be maintained in the organization, so that the whatever the objective is that can be achieved very easily. And sixth one is individual interest to general interest. So here the important thing is about we have to give to general interest rather than the individual interest. The group effort is very important here. Okay, this is what about sixth principle. And seventh one was remuneration of employees. When it comes to remuneration of employee, we need to pay them the proper remuneration according to the company's standards. Okay, and it should fulfill all the expenses of employees. So these are the things which we need to take into consideration. These are the 7 principles which we were covered in the last class. Now in today's class we are going to start with the 8th principle, that is centralization and decentralization. When it comes to centralization, decision making power will be only with a few hands, that is for top level management. They are only the person who will be having the framing the decision, vision, mission, objective. So the decision making power will be with their hand. When it comes to decentralization, the power will be there with many peoples, like even they will involve middle level as well as lower level people in decision making. So this is what about decentralization system. Now according to Henry Fayol, what he believes that management and authority for decision making process must be properly balanced in an organization. The both centralization and decentralization, they have to balance equal, they should manage it correctly. It depends on the volume and size of the organization, including its hierarchy. Now it's purely depending upon the size of the organization. If big organization is there, they will go with the centralization system, because there will be many people is there, it becomes difficult for them to involve in them. But when it comes to when the organization is small, they can involve the middle level and lower level also to take a decision or to involve in the decision making. Okay, so this was first point. And the second thing is what centralization implies the concentration of decision making authority at a top management. The basic in centralization, what happened, the decision making power will be with the top level management. Sharing of authority for decision making process will be with the lower level is referred as a decentralization. So when it comes to if they involve middle level and lower level involved in the decision making, so that is called as a decentralization. This is what by Henry Fayol. Now this has to be balanced correctly. I can give one example for this. So when it comes to the central government, see, if you go to defense force, yani ki military sector, this is purely under the control with the central government. Now this is called as a centralization, whereas they have given few powers for the state government also, like transportation, few portfolios which is given for the state government. No, this is called as the decentralization. Okay, now if we follow this principle, what is the benefit? Now if we follow this centralization decentralization system, that means we can decisions can be taken fast and both can be managed effectively. So with the help of this we can achieve whatever the goals have been set easily. Okay, so this is what about the centralization and decentralization. We'll go to next principle, that is scalar chain. When it comes to scalar chain, okay, in simple words, scalar chain means the authority, the line of authority or a chain from highest to lowest rank. Chain must be followed strictly in the organization. Okay, now according to Henry Fayol, what he believes that key we should work in a chain. A chain system should be followed in the organization. Fayol's one the principles highlight that the hierarchy steps should be followed top to lowest. तो hierarchy यानी कि top level, middle level, lower level. We need to follow that system. Okay, means top level gives circular for the middle level and middle level has to circular for a lower level. So this hierarchy system, a chain system should be followed in the organization. This is necessary so that every employee knows their immediately seniors. Also, they will be able to contact any if needed. So this is what is correct. And I can give one example for this. Now see here, in there will be 4 department A, B, C and D. Now see, when it comes to A, it is that high level department. They are the seniors, so they will give guidance for the B and B will tell to C, C will tell to D. So this is what about hierarchy chain system should be followed. If we follow this principle, the benefit is that systematically work culture will be developed. There will be no communication gap between seniors and the juniors, and work can be managed systematically in the organization. Okay. So the 10th one is order. When it comes to the order, now in simple word, order, it refers to the arrangement of men and material that is a fixed place for everything and everyone in the organization. Okay, now according to Fayol, what he believes, a company should maintain a well-defined work order to have a favorable work culture. The positive atmosphere in the workplace will boost more positive productivity. Now order in the sense what the particular person where he will be working, that place should be permanently, it should be there. The frequently change in the work structure, frequently change in the place from one place to another place, the machines, men or the materials or machines, it will become very difficult for them to manage it out. So that is what about we should fix the place, and that particular place only it has to be there. Okay, suppose see for example we can give, suppose if you go for anywhere for enquiry, now today you are going to enquire the particular person, he will be there. If you go tomorrow, that particular place, if it is changed, it become difficult for you to understand. So that is what about order principle is very important. Now if we follow this principle, the benefit is that no wastage of time and material, easily everyone will come to know where the things are, then where what we have to do it. Okay, and the smooth and systematic work culture can be developed in the organization. Now the 11th one principle is equity. Equity means we should treat everyone equally in the organization. Equal treatment is irrespective of their culture, background, caste. We should not take all those things into consideration. We should give equal importance for everyone. Okay. Now according to Henry Fayol, what he believes, the equity principle focuses on the core value of an organization. This focus on the importance of treating employees in the right place of an organization, perform the function right. The supervision and monitoring of these functions are performed by manager. Employee must be treated fairly without any partiality. We should treat everyone equally irrespective of whatever their caste, religious are there. We should not take those things into consideration. We should treat everyone equally in the organization. Then only they will be there with the organization for a long period of time, and we can reduce that labor turnover in the organization. Okay. Now if we follow this principle, what is the benefit is there? The benefit is that employee will get satisfied with that, and also reduce the employee turnover in the organization. Employee will stick for a long period of time. So we can give example also. If you see the top big companies, if you see the Microsoft, Pepsi company, Coca-Cola company, in that from all the different country, the people they are involved in the job, they have given a big post also for them. So they have maintained this principle called as equity principle in the organization. So the 12th one is the stability. Now stability is very important. Okay, because stability is the one part of the organization where the management must provide the feeling of job security among the employees. Frequently transfers should also be avoided. Now here how it is there, to be in a stability, the two things are very important. The one is job security. You need to provide them the job security. Now how we can provide that job security? By giving them the proper remuneration, giving them the basic facility, and that employee should feel comfortable in the premises. He should not feel like he afraid, or he should should not feel like he is not a particular place to work. He should not feel like that. He should feel comfortable to work in that, and even he should feel that the company is giving importance for the employees, for the promotion, for the higher level promotion, and for also remuneration. So these are the basic things which is very important. And if we do these things, then definitely the rate of the employee turnover will get reduced. Okay, if it get increased, that is not a good sign for the organization. Okay, now according to Henry Fayol, employees work better if job security and career progress are assured to them. Okay, an insecure tenure, a high rate of employee turnover will affect the organization adversely. So okay, so job security is very important for the employee, and employee also feels that he should stick for a job for a long period of time. So we need to give them the job security. This is the first thing. And second thing, we try to reduce that high rate of employee turnover in the organization. So if we follow this principle, what is the benefit? The benefit is that it improves the efficiency of employees, no wastage of time and resources in the organization. And 13th one is the initiative. According to Henry Fayol, employees' initiative form one of the important source of strength of the organization. Now, employees initiative and is the one of the most biggest strength in the organization. If now how that employees initiative we have to develop in the organization, we have to encourage them. This management principle hence encourage the employee to come up with a new ideas. We have to encourage our employees to come up with a new ideas, come up with a suggestion, come up with a new suggestions, new ideas in the organization. So that will definitely help for the organization. This makes the employee will be more involved in the organization and development. Okay, now this, if we follow this principle, so that will help for to whatever the target is set, that we can achieve is very easily in time and develop the feeling of belongingness in the organization. Okay, now we can give also one example for this. Now if suppose an organization is planning for a product design, we can take the suggestions from our employees also, that how to design, what are the things that at least we can take the suggestions from. We have to encourage them to give the suggestions also. So this kind of an environment if we build in the organization, that itself will become biggest strength in the organization. Now fourth one is the E-Spirit D Corps. Management should take necessary steps to promote team spirit among the employees. This is very important. We need to work in a team. We need to build a proper team in the organization. It helps to develop the mentality of one family. We should treat that one organization as a one. We all are like a one family members. There should be mutual confidence and understanding. There should be proper confidence, and there should be mutual confidence and understanding between everyone should be there. Then only it helps the organization to reach whatever they have been set in the organization. Okay, so we can give also this one which is said, a manager should replace I with we of in the all the conversation with workers. Frequently it is said in the movies also, in the films also, it has been said that मैं खुद करता हूँ ये मेरा घमंड है, हम सब मिलके करेंगे ये मेरा विश्वास है. So this is what about all togetherly if we build a team spirit in the organization, that will definitely work it. We can give the I can give the example also for this. Now see, suppose like 12 people are working in the organization. Suppose if 2 people are due to their illness or due to not feeling well, if they are not there in the organization, if they are on a leave, so whatever work is there, we have to divide among the 10 people and we have to work it out. This is what about we have to adjust the situation and we have to manage the things out. Okay, now if we apply this principle, what is the benefit? The benefit thing is that we can develop the team spirit and we can achieve the group goals in the organization. Okay, so this is what about the 14 principles which is contributed by Henry Fayol. Okay, now the next, the most important part about difference between Henry Fayol's and F.W. Taylor. What is the difference between that? Okay, and I hope G.Y. Kittu sir has cleared you the concept of F.W. Taylor's concept. Okay, so you people know about now F.W. Taylor concept, and Henry Fayol's I have covered it out. Now let's see what is the difference between these two. The first difference is perspective. The Henry Fayol is given importance for the top level of management, whereas the F.W. Taylor is given importance for the shop floor level of factory. And second, unity of command. When it comes to unity of command and stunt punch proponent, यानी कि he is given he is strictly, यानी कि the meaning is very simple, he is very strictly towards the what the principle which he have framed. But when it comes to F.W. Taylor, what he has been given, he has already set those 8 specialists. When that 8 specialists, those people, they work it out, that means when it comes to command, they will look after that particular department. So this is what about the different. Okay, now if you see the unity of command, one boss for one employee, that concept we have followed in Henry Fayol. But what F.W. Taylor has said, he has made the separate departments only 8 specialists. In functional formation we have learnt production in charge and planning in charge. In that 4 category they have done totally 8. They have to look after that. Okay, so did not feel that it is important as under functional foremanship a worker received order from 8 specialists. This is what it is said. Now third one, applicability. Applicable universally. When it comes to Henry Fayol's, it is applicable universally, whereas applicable to specialized situation only F.W. Taylor's concept will be applicable. Now basis of formation, personally experience is there Henry Fayol. When it comes to F.W. Taylor, the observation and experiment based it is been done. And when it comes to fifth point, focus, improving the overall administration. Henry Fayol believed in overall administration, whereas F.W. Taylor believed in increasing productivity. And sixth one is when it comes to personality, Henry Fayol is a practitioner. He has been practicing on the basis of that he has sent, but as he has been said in the principles, when it comes to F.W. Taylor, he is a scientist. Okay, according to the scientific thing, he has proved it out. Okay, now seventh one is expression, general theory of administration, what is given by Henry Fayol, whereas F.W. Taylor is given the scientific management. Okay, so this is what about difference between Henry Fayol's principle and F.W. Taylor's principle. Now the next is the questions. Okay, so these are the questions are there where you need to answer it. तो आंसर कैसा करना है, कमेंट बॉक्स में आपको आंसर लिख के ये करना है. आई विल रेफर इट. ओके, मैं देख के उसको मैं रिप्लाई कर दूंगा वॉट एवर इट इज देयर. ओके, यू नीड टू आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन. द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन है, हु इज नोन एज द फादर ऑफ जनरल मैनेजमेंट. आपको पता है ये आंसर. सेकेंड वन, हु इज कॉल्ड द फादर ऑफ साइंटिफिक मैनेजमेंट. Now third one, which is the management principle of Fayol? Advocate that there should be only one boss for each individual employees. बार बार ये वर्ड मैंने स्ट्रेस किया था, one boss for one employee. So this is what about one boss for each employee. ये कौन सा कमांड है हेनरी फयोल का 14 प्रिंसिपल में, कौन सा प्रिंसिपल इसके लिए अप्लाई होता है वो आपको देख के आंसर लिखना है. ओके, एंड द फोर्थ वन इज हाउ आर द प्रिंसिपल्स ऑफ मैनेजमेंट फॉर्म्ड. तो ये प्रिंसिपल्स ऑफ मैनेजमेंट कैसा फॉर्म हुआ है, लैबोरेटरी में फॉर्म हुआ है, या एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ मैनेजर के हुआ है, या एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ कस्टमर्स के हुआ है, या फिर बाय प्रोपोगेशन ऑफ सोशल साइंटिस्ट. तो ये आपको ऑप्शन कौन सा है वो आपको आंसर ये ऑप्शन बताना होगा. Then the fifth one is he or she keeps machine, material, tools, etc. ready for operation by concerned workers who work in the described by the sentences under functional foremanship. So you need to answer 4 options are given where for this particular thing. Whereas machine, material, tools to maintain. For this, which one is suitable? Instruction clerk, repair boss, gang boss, or route clerk? This one answer you have to correct it out. Okay, you have to inform me. You have to tell me which is the correct answer. Give the meaning of mental revolution as proposed by Taylor. Very important question for 2 marks. Most probably this question might you can expect in exam. Okay, it may come. Okay, so that's what about you focus on this mental revolution. What is that? Okay. Now 7th one. As a general manager, list out any 10 Fayol's principles of management which you would like to adopt in your business organization. Now Henry Fayol's these principles are there. Most probably this question may come for the practical oriented questions. So that's what about 10 Fayol principle which you have to write it. You have to make perfect in that. Okay, all the 14 principle you have to make it, but here they ask in question 10 principle which you have to mention it. Okay, now these are the 4 marks question. Explain the functional foremanship of Taylor, explain the 4 aspect work study developed by Taylor, explain the principles of management contributed by Taylor, and fourth one is discuss the significance of principles of management explaining by any 4 points. ओके, सो यू नीड टू आंसर ऑल दिस. कमेंट बॉक्स में आपको आंसर लिख के सेंड करना है. ओके, थैंक यू.